apologise. That was out of my control. Of course, we are still looking at this drop zone. We have got Blaze. We've got Infamous Pillars in the pit lane, but Blaze is furthest along. He's turned the ERS down. This is not his lap. Let's not get too confused. Let's not get too carried away, of course. Yes, Blaze is prepping his car. And look at this lad, trying not to take the life out of the tyres. That's how you do it, guys. Of course, yes, Blaze does know what he's doing. And yeah, that kind of threw me for six there, guys. I do apologise. I really do apologise. I don't know what happened there, but we are back live. We are back live, and that is all that matters. And yes, we are watching Blaze F21. And yes, of course, as I did touch on at the start of the stream, guys. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide, which is uncharacteristic from Blaze. Let's just see if he's going to keep going. No, he's not. He has aborted that lap. Excuse me. Chazza is currently invalidated, and I Am Sloth has just started a lap. Now, we're going to lose from P11 right down to P15 here in this session, guys. Excuse me. And I Am Sloth and Chazza, which is uncharacteristic from these two lads, albeit 7.5 minutes remaining in this session. But yes, I Am Sloth is furthest along, yet to set a time. We've just got a message, 1 second, guys. Yes, I did have stream issues, Pillars, I certainly did, mate. But I think I've rectified that, mate. I think that's all been fixed. I'll just double check the stream to be sure. Yes, we are back. We are certainly back, Pillars, and that is all good. We have rectified it. It just did drop out there for a brief second, mate. And, well, we are back. We are certainly back. I Am Sloth sets a 1 minute 3.687. That is great stuff from that lad. As Total Peas is making an appearance, of course. Total Peas in P12. That is not where he wants to be. Chazza has still got, well, there you go. His ERS is turned right down. He's prepping his car nicely. This is going to, well, he's on the firm belief, I do say, that 2 laps on those mediums is prime, is optimum. So he's just done an out lap. He's prepping his car to get some heat generated in that medium compound. Of course, a lot harder than that soft compound to generate heat into. And Chazza is, well, there you go. He's turned everything down. We'll just wait for him to turn the wick back up, and let's just see what Chazza can do. Chazza has yet to set a time, and well, he loves to, well, there you go, back in the pit lane. So the Geordie Juggernaut wants a bit of airtime, and he just got it. Xerxes is currently leaving the pit lane, and there is Xerxes. I Am Sloth, is he going to enter the pit lane? No, he is not. We're going to flick back up to I Am Sloth. He's on another lap. Is Mr. Sloth. He's going to set another time of a 1 minute 3.4. P1, Slothy Peace. Whoa, what a lap. What a lap from the Irishman. Fantastic. That is P1 from I Am Sloth. What a absolute belting lap. Blaze is currently sitting in P14, and I know this lad will be churning in that helmet, just trying to keep himself calm. He wants to get himself out of this drop zone, and of course, if anyone can do it, this man can do it. He puts in a belting lap every now and then. I absolutely love the way this bloke goes about his business. We've got Total Peas, of course, in the drop zone, and we're going to watch him. He's gone purple sector 1. Oh, have a look at that. That's a bit more like it from the lad. He's gone a second quicker than he's ever been before in this session, and that is fantastic to see. We're going to stay on board with Total Peas. Now, this part of the track is great. So you get this right, and this corner opens up as Total Peas puts the power down, and you can just suck the time right out of that lap time through that corner if you get that absolutely spot on. And Total Peas, yes, there he is now, keeps it in between those white lines. Is exactly what you need to do. He has gone purple sector 2. He's on a lap. He's flying around this Spielberg track here in Austria. Let's just see what he can do. He's coming around this great, well, he's a little bit of a washout in the front end, but that tends to happen, which is quite normal. Didn't take that apex as well as what he would have liked, but he crosses the line right about now and sets a 1 minute 3 point. Well, there you go. Mr. Peas showing us, hang on lads, let's not forget about me. And well, Blaze, there he is now. Mr. Blaze has just gone purple sector 1, and well, if Peas gets his airtime, so should Blaze. And here he is. Blaze is on track on a lap. He's uncharacteristically in P14. We've got Pillars out there on an out lap. We've got Chewy currently out there on a lap as well, and Xerxes is furthest along. I do apologise, Xerxes. Here he is in Team MTV, coming around that last corner now. He wants to keep it nice and tight. He certainly has. This looks pretty tidy from the ladder. It's a 103.879 or 878. And there you go. P10 currently safe, but still in that danger zone. We've got Blaze about to set his time. Here he is of a 1:03.071. Wow. There you go. That's enough said, I think. That is a fantastic lap. Peas and Blaze fighting it out for this one. We've got Chewy coming around that, well, the last corner now. He does. That's perfect. That is spot on, Chewy. One on, one off. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And he sets a 104.489. P13. P13. Chazza is on an outlap, but Mr. Infamous Pillars is there in P14. Uncharacteristic from him to be so low down the order, but I dare say that would have just been a get your eye in banker lap, knowing Mr. Pillars, knowing the Amigo. He is in Q2. Here he is. Purple Sector 2, our championship leader, flexing his muscles. Let's just see what he can do. This is Q2. It is survival. It will be the top 10 shootout after this. But yes, excuse me, those words. Infamous Pillars coming around that last corner now, and he's about to set his time of a 1:02.901. What a lap. There you go. Chewy will be next to set he's on a time run, is Chewy. And yes, he certainly is on a time run. In Team Nintendo, of course, fetching that number 73, and that is a fetching livery too. Simple but plain, and it's fetching. It's eye-catching. It certainly is. But yes, Chewy sets a 1 minute... Oh, I thought it was going to be a 3 for a second, but it's a 1:04.085. And here comes the Geordie Juggernaut. Purple in Sector 2. We are focusing on the guys in the drop zone. I think that might be Bannister. It certainly is. Sorry, Bannister. But Bannister crosses the line, and he's P9, 103.811. We do have... excuse me, there he is. Chazza coming around that last corner now. Let's just see what the Geordie Juggernaut can do. He crosses the line at 102.992. What a lap. What a lap. Excuse me, guys. We've still got Chewy currently out there on track. He's turned everything down, of course. He's maybe just prepping for another lap. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in this session. Aylin is currently out on track. Bannister is out on track, but we did see he's turned everything down. Aylin is absolutely on a lap here. And let's just see what he can do in Team Nintendo. And fetching that number 19. And yes, Pillars and Peas have both retired in the pit lane. Quite happy with their laps. And I dare say, why wouldn't they be? They are both cracking times. Oh no, Aylin just invalidated on that last corner. That is unfortunate from Aylin. Oh, very, very difficult. Chewy has put in the pit lane. Xerxes is still out there on an outlap. And can he make it? He's at the first sector, the end of first sector. It's going to be touch and go whether he can make it. He's going to have to get the pedal down. But yes, we are watching Energetics as well. These guys are all out on track. And have a look at that. You've got P15, P14. Chewy is staying in the pit lane. We've got Xerxes out there on an outlap. Aylin has invalidated. He, not too sure if he's going to get there in time. Bannister is in the pit lane. So really, Andenge is starting a lap. And we'll see what Andenge can do. Because, of course, he's in P10. He is only safe by not even a tenth, and he knows that the boys behind him, are on a lap. So be interesting to see what these lads can do. We've got Xerxes coming around this last corner, prepping his car. He's about to start his lap, as I did touch on. We're just trying to pick up who is furthest along, and I think I was with that. It was Bannister. No, it is not. It is Andenge. Andenge is furthest along. Now, he's looking for an insurance policy here, guys, as I did touch on. He is sitting on P10, and yes, there he is in that fantastic livery. Team Jaguar, of course, is, if not... apart from MTV, it's probably one of the most eye-catching liveries, in my opinion, on this very particular grid. But yes, we are certainly watching Andenge, and he's just invalidated. Oh, he just got that right front just a little bit wide, and he is sitting in P10. So we are still watching Xerxes, and Energetic 6 will be next. Energetic 6 is nearly 3/10 up on his previous best. Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone real wide. And that is his session done. That is so unfortunate. But Xerxes, there you go. He is 5 seconds slower than his previous best, and I dare say, well, taking a bit of a risk trying to call it now when we've still got one guy. Xerxes on track, but I think that is this session done and dusted. Yes, we do have our drop zone, and that will be, if I'm not mistaken, Bannister, Aylin, Alan is in the drop zone. That's jaw-dropping itself to even say that. Alan is not going to make Q3. He's in P12. Xerxes is in the pit lane. There he is there. Chewy in the pit lane. An Energetic 6. That is our knockout zone, guys. We will be back with a Q3, a rapid Q3 to follow. Stay tuned. Excuse me, guys. Well, I just took a bit of a drink, and yes, I do apologise, but have a look at that for a bit of a point of interest. Infamous Pillars and Droftas, identical times. Identical. We'll go through that in the timing screens in just a little second while they load up, but I am pretty sure they are right. There they are. Identical to the thousandth. That's phenomenal. Infamous Pillars with a 1 minute 2.901, followed by Droftas with a 1 minute 2.901 to the thousandth. To the thousandth. That is insane. But anyway, we'll go down to the drop zone. Bannister, Alan, Xerxes, Chewy, and Energetic 6 will be out. And Denge, have a look, not even a tenth. Not even a 10th, and he survives. They all shot down P9. I am Mateo P8. I am Sloth P7. Sean P8. Peas P5. Chazza P4. Blaze P3. Droftas and Pillars, as we did touch on, with identical times. That's phenomenal. Wow, that is phenomenal. They should give prizes out for stuff like that. That is very, very impressive. And they are two very, very impressive times. So, well, 102.9. Anyone would be happy in their right mind with that time like that. That is fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to the lights out on this one, of course. But in the meantime, we have got the session. This is the session, in my opinion, of qualifying, of course. No more sandbagging. No more, let's just see what you're doing and have a look-see. I mean, maybe the first half of Q3, yes. But the very last half of it, you definitely see who's who in the zoo, who reveals their hand, and true pace is there for everyone to see. Of course, Q2 is the strategic session, as I should say properly. And yes, so that might be Infamous Pillars. It is Infamous Pillars. Loves to be first out on track. Does the Amigo, but hang on a minute. I think that might be Total Peas and Denge as well. So there you go. There's a lot of traffic straight off the bat, and they're all trying to be first out on track, if I'm not mistaken. But Pillars loves to be first out of the garage most weeks, week in, week out. Does this lad, our championship leader, as we have touched on so many times. But mate, this guy he's had some impressive results. He's been there and thereabouts all season, just consistent. And well, that's the name of the game, isn't it? In Formula One, consistency gets you points, gets you through, and well, at the end of the day, I mean, that's what it's all about. And of course, he's had such a great consistent season. He's actually on top of the table for that championship, well, for the glorious Formula 4 world title here at Formula 4. But yes, Infamous Pillars just prepping his car quite nicely. This guy does know how to race. He does like to, well, in a Q2 session use a scrub set, but in a Q3 session is a different game. And well, we've just got Come On BMW from Ramsell, of course. Ramsell is out of this session, unfortunately. But yes, we've got two Team BMWs in Blaze and All Shot Down. And yeah, you can see them on the timing tree there in P2 and P4. And well, at the moment, we have got 3 MTV cars in the qualifying 3. We have got 2 Team JCBs. We have got 2 Team Jaguars, 2 Team BMWs, and the lonesome Team Nintendo in P3. That is of Mateo. So yes, Infamous Pillars is started his lap. Of course, we have just seen him start his lap. He's currently 35 seconds into his lap as I was running through those timing screens. But yes, you will notice everything will be lit up purple. And I do say that for you guys and girls at home. But I do say that to remind myself this is the first guy out on track and not to get too excited. But yes, here he is, Mr. Infamous Pillars. The Amigo is coming around the pit lane entry now. And this guy's a very, very handy racer. Very handy. And I know he's pumped up for this one. Let's just see what he can do. He's about to set his first flying time of this session at 102.745. Holy moly. Blaze has invalidated. All shot down will be next. And he just took that sausage curve. He would have lifted it slightly and cost him a little bit of time. But it's a 103.737. Behind him is that Total Peace? It certainly is. And Total Peace is starting his lap now. Chazza, I Am Sloth, I have just missed his lap. And here comes Chazza now. But I Am Sloth set a 103.721. Fantastic. Hang on a second. That's all. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, guys. Chazza, 102.817. Well, have a look at Team MTV flexing their muscles as Blaze, we did touch on, did invalidate. Behind Blaze, I think Mateo is on a outlap. TTG Sean has just started his lap, and Mr. Droftas, trying to make a comeback in this fantastic championship, is invalidated. He has just turned the wick up. Oh, he's lifted. He is lifted. So this will be everyone going back into the pit lane. We have got currently Denge is on track furthest along. His fuel light is absolutely screaming at him. This will be his first time lap. Let's just see what this lad can do. He's coming around that second last and last corner right about now. He's gone a touch wide but keeps it inside that white line. Let's just see what Denge can do. He crosses the line at 103.637. Great lap. I Am Sloth. Is he setting another time? He certainly is. I Am Sloth with a 103.434. P4 for I Am Sloth. Well, according to that anyway, so I don't know what's going on. The timing tree is gone kaput. But yes, we are watching TTG Sean. TTG Sean is about to set his first time of a 1 minute 3.658, and that is P5. P5 for Sean, excuse me, Blaze. Here he comes now. Blaze sets his time of a 103.024, and we have got Mateo out on track. There he is. They are coming in thick and fast here, guys. And yes, Mateo is about to set his first flying lap of a 1 minute 3.701. P7 from Mateo. Droftas has put it in the pit lane, and yes, we are having that time in Q3 where all the boys decide to come back into the pit lane, sit there for a little bit, put a whole new set of tyres on, and yes, well, hang on a minute though. We have got Total Peas. Total Peas, we cannot forget about this lad, and this guy is a very, very quick racer. Coming around that pit lane entry now. There he is now. Takes the right amount of... He's gone wide, and he is invalidated. He's invalidated. That's his lap done. Oh, he would be shattered. His fuel line is screaming. He will come back into the pit lane. Wow, there you go. The hustle and bustle of a Q3 session, and Mr. Peas has invalidated that time run, and that would have been a fantastic lap too, if I must say so myself. Blaze is there and thereabouts, but there you go. We are going to see these boys throw it all back into the pit lane, which gives us a perfect opportunity, guys, to let's just have a bit of a think and reminisce about Mr. Murray Walker, of course, the voice of Formula One. And if you are a commentator, if you are a racer, if you are a motorsport fan, if you are just anyone in general, I mean, everyone knows the voice, and that is the voice of Mr. Murray Walker. And it was tragic news that we heard. Of course, it was my time, Sunday morning, UK time. I think it was Saturday night, or late Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and the news would come through that, yeah, Mr. Murray Walker did pass. And yes, the world is, well, has lost an absolute legend of Formula One and motorsport in general. And we here at Formula 4 like to tip our hat off to Mr. Murray Walker and thank him for all the memories, all the great memories he has shared with us over the journey. But we will digress. We will stay with all shot down. And here he goes. He's on a lap now. He's all shot down. And he's taken that first corner. That first corner can catch a lot of people out, as we did see some people go wide. Some people go a little bit shy of hitting that apex properly, simply for the fact is you hit that curb a little bit wrong and you're invalidated. So there's a couple of guys just being just a tad cautious, if I must say so myself. I don't want to, that is not a disrespect thing. That is full respect. Of course, these times are very, very quick. We've got Infamous Pillars on pole, provisional pole with a 1 minute 2.745, followed by his teammate in the Geordie Juggernaut with a 1 minute 2.816, followed by Blaze, Mr. Team BMW with a 103.023, as you can see. But yes, all shot down is on a lap. According to that track map, he has gone purple in the second sector. So he's absolutely flying. He's absolutely flying. Has he kept it in? No, he's just kept it in. He's just kept it in. He sets a 1 minute 3.602 or 601. and that is good enough for P5. Fantastic. Fantastic. Droftas will be next, but, well, the track map is lit up red again. And, well, that's very uncharacteristic from Droftas. If I must say so myself, this is his first time run on a brand new set. And, well, he'll be prepping his car, getting ready to go again. Look at that. And he's gone into the pit lane as Droftas. So, well, unfortunate from the lad. But we have got two cars currently out on track. That is one of All Shot Down, as we did touch on just before. And in front of him will be Total Peas. But Total Peas is currently on an outlap. I'll just double check to see if All Shot Down is not on a lap. He's turned everything down. His fuel light is screaming. We have 3.5 minutes remaining in this session. And Matteo has just made an appearance. The sole remaining Team Nintendo driver in this Q3 session. Of course, there he is there, trying to preserve those brand new, fresh, sticky, warm softs. And, well, of course, these boys in this Q3 session all know exactly what they're doing. And prepping their car quite nicely as Total Peas is about to set his timed run now. Excuse me, we have 3 minutes remaining in this session. Let's just see what Total Peas can do. Bit uncharacteristically seeing him there in P9, of course, a 1 minute 10.884. That is not his lap, and as you can see, the caliber of the man has just gone purple in Sector 1, so that is fantastic in Team Jaguar. Of course, this guy will shake this tree up. He will be in the top end of this very pointy end of the tree. Let's just see what he can do. He's locked up the unloaded right front, and that will not hinder his progress whatsoever. Of course, that was the unloaded tyre, and yeah, no harm, no foul. Let's just see what he can do. He's about to hit the second sector now, and he has gone purple as well. Well, have a look at this. He's on an absolute belting lap. He wants to gain as much and, well, keep as much time in that lap as he possibly can. Coming around this second last and last corner now. Here comes Total P. Oh, no. Oh, no. He is invalidated. He has invalidated. What is going on? I'm not too sure. We've got Droftas currently prepping his car for a timed run. In front of Droftas is Andenge. Andenge is on an outlap as well. Behind Andenge is Matteo, but Matteo has invalidated. We've also got Blaze currently out there on an outlap prepping his car as well. We have got Infamous Pillars back out there on an outlap. This is the very pointy end of this session, guys. We have got Droftas just starting his final run. Total Peas, well, I'm not too sure. Is he going to get back in time? He should. There is 1.5 minutes remaining. They're only doing 1 minute 2, 1 minute 3, 1 minute 4 laps. So, of course, he will get back there in plenty of time. But Matteo has invalidated, as we did touch on just before. Blaze is still on an outlap. Total Peas, there he is there prepping his car. But it will be Droftas, if I'm not mistaken. It certainly will be Droftas. Yet to set a time in this Q3 session. And let's just see what this lad can do. Of course, the Pot 1 driver in Team JCB. Now, this lad can race. He can race. He's very, very quick. Mr. Consistent, of course. We did miss him for a couple of races during the season, and he was almost leading this championship, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, he had a couple of, well, work commitments came up and had to miss out on a couple of Grand Prix. But he is back, and he is back with a vengeance. Let's just see what Droftas can do. He keeps it nice and tidy this time. And let's just see, the lad sets a 1 minute 3.158. He's still got the fuel. He still can go again. It's good enough for P4. Here comes Matteo. Matteo is there in Sector 3, excuse me. He's about to set his time run. He's not happy with a 1 minute 3.701. Let's just see what Matteo can do. The sole remaining Nintendo. It's a 103.358. Fantastic. That puts him up into P6. Here comes Blaze. It certainly is Blaze. Blaze sets his time, and it's P1. Blaze. It makes me laugh every time. 102.564. Pillars just missed out. Have a look at that. Pillars just missed out. He just missed out by 100th. Look at that. 102.564 from Blaze. Pillars 102.574. That is very, 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 very close, if I must say so myself. But here comes All Shot Down. All Shot Down crosses the line now to 103.278. Behind him on a lap, it looks to be TTG Sean, the newest kid on the block. Here he comes now. TTG Sean, and those T's and those G's sometimes don't agree, but he sets a 103.346. That is good enough for P7. P7, we have got Mateo. Oh, Mateo's gone wide. He's got it all wrong. He's got it all wrong. I am Sloth. Well, there you go. Hang on a minute. We are just seeing a grid place penalty come up for Andenge. Not too sure what has happened there, guys. But yes, Andenge, he will get a 5-place grid penalty. So he will start in P11. Not too sure if that was true or not. We'll wait till the timing screens come back up, of course. But, well, that is Q3 done, guys. Q3 absolutely done. And what a session. Blaze flexing his muscles and just pipping pillars by 1/100th of a second. Wow, what a phenomenal Q3 session. That is amazing. Hang on a minute. Just double check to see what's happening here. Yes, that is the session done, and it certainly is done. Total P's well and truly out of position. They're in P10 with a 1:10.884. Of course, he didn't get a lap together, which is very, very uncharacteristic from that lad. Last Grand Prix that I did broadcast, I think I do remember he started further down the grid as well. I think that may have been China, but fought back very well. Of course, he is one to watch. Same with I Am Sloth in P9, out of position, of course. But yes, we will go through this timing screen and have a look at that 1/100th of a second. Is the gap between Blaze and Infamous Pillars, followed by Chazza. The Geordie Juggernaut is there in P3. Droftas locks out the second row of the Grand Prix in P4. Team JCB with a 103.157. All shot down, and not Andenge. TTG Sean will be the third row of the grid, P5 and P6. Andenge gets a 5-place grid penalty, which will drop him to P11. And, well, there you go. Mateo will move up one into P7. Sloth will move up one into P8. And Total P's will move up one into P9. And I can't quite remember who was there in P11, excuse me. But yes, they will be in the top 10, of course, at the start of this Grand Prix. Oh, it is raining cats and dogs, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, these poor lads. These poor lads. Have a look at the weather. I'm sorry for laughing. I apologise for laughing, but that is absolutely throwing it down. And this is such a tight, twisty, quick track. These boys would be scratching their head thinking, oh no, here we go. Concentration through the roof from every single one of these lads. And I do apologise for giggling, but that is steaming down here in the, in Spielberg, Austria. The glorious hills of Austria. Fantastic. As we wait for these boys to load in. And, hesitantly, if I may say so myself. Okay, so we're underway on a formation lap, guys. I just got a bit of a drink just to wet the whistle. We'll put these telemetries up for you guys at home. And there you go. Excuse me, I do apologise. Yes, Blaze is out there in P1, as we did touch on that timing screen. But I tell you what, who gets promoted? That is Mr. Bannister there in P10. He's given us a bit of a wave by tipping his wings there in number 88, Team JCB. And I always refer to that because, I mean, tipping your wings is more of a fighter pilot saying, but these guys are, real Formula 1 drivers. They're like fighter pilots on the ground. And when they tip their wings like that, it's like, when a fighter pilot does it to say g'day. I always refer to it like that. It's absolutely brilliant. All these guys are quality racers, great lads. And, awesome wheel-to-wheel racing here at Formula 4. But yes, Droftas in P4, all shot down there in Team BMW. Excuse me, in P5, TTG Sean. In P6 there in Team JCB, as we did touch on many times in that Q3 session, the sole remaining Team Nintendo was Mateo. He's in P7. I Am Sloth. There he is there in P8. And he's moved up that one place, as we did touch on, because Andenge did get that five-place grid penalty. Total P's in P9. Bannister in P10. And Denge, there he is there. And Denge in P11 with that 5-place grid penalty. Aylin in P12. Xerxes in P13 in Team MTV. Chewy in Team Nintendo P14. Energetic 6 Team BMW. There is Paul Watson in Team Jaguar, followed by Bubba Riley in P17 in Team JCB. There is Mr. Ramsell. Ramsell in Team BMW P18, and LPE will round this one out. As we wait for these boys to line up on the grid, we'll wait for these famous 5 red lights, and we'll get this one underway, of course. 36 laps here at Spielberg, Austria. And I cannot believe the rain. It is absolutely throwing it down here. And turn 1 will be a doozy, but these boys will know what to do. As we got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are go here at Spielberg, Austria. Fantastic start there from Blaze. Have a look at the launch. The lad got off the line. Pillars has to tuck in. They do tuck in, and so far so good. Droftas has moved up into P3. What a fantastic start from that lad. Chazza has to tuck in, but he's under pressure from TTG Sean. I Am Sloth is there in P6, and he's had a great start as well, has I Am Sloth. And have a look at that. Very, very clean in these tricky conditions. But Pillars around the outside of Blaze, and he has done it. He has taken the lead, and that's exactly what Pillars wanted. Pillars wanted that lead first off the bat. Blaze has to tuck in, but Blaze is under pressure from Droftas. Droftas is all over the black, and Droftas is going to send it. He did send it, but no, he thought better of it. Blaze gives him the room, as he deservedly so. And yes, Blaze in P2, Droftas P3. Chazza is in P4, the Geordie Juggernaut. TTG Sean doing a fantastic start, as always, in P5. I Am Sloth in P6, all over the back. And let's not forget Mr. Total Peas. There he is. Have a look at him get real racy on lap 1 here at Austria. He is all over the back of I Am Sloth. But Ann Denge is having a real good look at Aylin here in Team Jaguar. It looks like Team Jaguar is starting to fire up. We've got Total Peas on Sloth. We've got Ann Denge on Aylin. And here we go. We're starting to put some pressure on. Let's just see if Ann Denge can get... Well, we have got Ace Blaze has spun. Blaze has spun. And he is falling further down this field. He's in P11. Not too sure what has happened there. But Aylin has been promoted up into P8, and he's going to get a good run on all shut down. That is job done. What a pass. What an absolute move from Aylin. That is P7. Total Peas is going to send it on I Am Sloth, and he has. He's got the job done. That is up into P5. I Am Sloth is P6. TTG Sean sensed his opportunity, and he is taken up in that P4. We have got Team MTV in Ps 1 and 3. We have got Team JCB in Ps 2 and 4, and that is fantastic to see. Well, there you go. 2 cars of both teams in the top 4, and that is awesome stuff. But yes, we have got Droftas trying to hunt down Pillars, who's absolutely bolted. He is bolted as the lad. He has got a 2-second lead on lap 2 over Droftas, excuse me. That is quite phenomenal to say in itself. We have got Chazza there in P3, as I did touch on before. There is Sean getting pummeled and getting pressured and getting, well, have a look at Peas. He's turned the wick up. He's getting real racy, and we all know what this lad can do, but we also know what Sean can do. And yeah, well, that is going to be a battle for the ages, that one. We have got I Am Sloth there in P6. What a start by this lad. He has had the Irishman, and he's taken a little bit of that curve. I'm not too sure if he's, well, if he lost a little bit of time there, but Aylin is trying to catch him. But let's not forget Ann Denge. Ann Denge is there. He is there in P8, and well, have a look at the lad. He's starting to make himself real big in Aylin's mirrors, and trying to force Aylin into an uncharacteristic error, if I may say so myself. We have a position pass on track, and there it is. Total Peas getting the move done on TTG Sean. That's moved him up into P4, and he's got Chazza in his target sights. Let's just see what Total Peas can do. And Chad, the Geordie Juggernaut, will know exactly who's behind him. He will know exactly, and let's just hope the Geordie Juggernaut's control controller behaves. If anyway, we will move on. We have got Energetic 6. There you go, side by side. Paul Watson backs well and truly out of it, giving Energetic 6 the room, and that is fantastic sportsmanship. Paul Watson tucked in behind, and that is exactly like what we like to see, because if they would have gone side by side there, could have ended in tears. Blaze has made a fight back. Yes, he certainly has, and he's kind of recovered what happened to him there at the start of the Grand Prix. He is sitting in P9, folks, but the closest battle on track is between Andenge and Aylin. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. It is 0.5 of a second at the moment. Excuse me. It is Aylin Team Nintendo, followed by Andenge Team Jaguar. And I am Sloth ain't too far ahead of this group. So, well, just interesting to see how this one's going to play out. This is only lap 4 of 36. There is plenty of movement, plenty of things to happen on track as Paul Watson gets that job done on Energetic 6. Is he going to send it? He does. He holds that inside line. Energetic 6 has gone wide. Are they going to go side by side? Oh, they've scored. Paul Watson got a little bit of wheel spin, which has released Energetic 6 just a little bit, but yes, they're still side by side. Paul Watson will have the inside line. He should get this job done, but Energetic 6 is not done yet. They're still side by side. That is phenomenal racing. This is wheel to wheel at its best. Paul Watson hanging it in there in Team Jaguar, Energetic 6 in Team BMW, and yes, Energetic 6, oh, he's gone defensive, he's gone wide. It's opened the door for Paul Watson. Is he going to send it? No, he's not. This lad is respecting the space, and we love that. We absolutely love that, Paul Watson. That is fantastic to see. But hang on a minute. Andenge is looking at the back of Aylin. I think Andenge got a little bit squirmy there coming out of that last corner, guys. And yes, he certainly did. He dropped off a little bit. He was all over the back of Andenge there before that. And it's just given, Aylin, and it's given Aylin a little bit of breathing space as we move back up the top of the order, as Total Peas is all over the back of the Geordie Juggernaut. Have a look at that, guys. It's only 3/10, 2.5 tenths. Total Peas has got to run on Chazza here. He's absolutely got to run on Chazza here. Is he going to send it? No, he's not. Is he going to send it? Is he? They're side by side. Oh, that is dangerous. That could end in tears, but these boys know exactly what they're doing. That is awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. As yes, Total Peas, well, he's got the outside line. He's going to take the long way around that corner, and wow, there's the class of the man. There he is into P3. P3, he's going to hunt down Droftas. Let's not forget Droftas. This guy can race. He certainly can. Hang on a minute. Chaz has got him back. Chaz has got him back. What's happened there? I think that move was done, but no, I think Total Peas must have made an error. And yes, that is going to help out Infamous Pillars quite a little bit. Chazza being in P3. Of course, Droftas. Droftas is starting to catch, and he certainly is starting to catch. And this is fantastic. I'm sure Droftas would be having a smile under the helmet saying, "You're mine, Pillars. You are mine." And I know these two lads, they are great racers, and fantastic to see them in P1 and P2. Of course, Infamous Pillars leading this one by 1.1 seconds over Droftas, followed by Chazza, followed by Total Peas. And have a look at that. Total Peas is caught right back up to the back of Chazza here, so he must have made a mistake. It is still slightly raining here at Spielberg, Austria, guys, so these Inters are still going to be the tyre of choice for quite a few laps yet. We have still got plenty of spray coming off these F1 tyres. Of course, the full wet throws 90 to 110 litres of water per tyre up in the air at full speed. These Inters roughly throw about 60 litres, guys, of water up in the air at full speed, and that is real life Formula One. Oh, as we did just did see Total Peas get a little bit squirmy, but he does have the drive, and he's got to send it. He sent it on that second. Well, what a move! That is a real courageous move to get that one done there, but he's got that job done, and he's back up into P3. Droftas is still hunting Infamous Pillars, and I will flick to those fastest laps for you guys. There you go, Droftas with a 1 minute 13.509, and he is currently the fastest guy on track. So there you go. Well, Chazza has just picked up a time penalty, and that is unfortunate from Chazza, but we are watching Droftas close the gap right back up to Infamous Pillars, but we'll drop back further down to LPE because it looks like he is lining up Xerxes, and yes, Xerxes and LPE are having a ring-a-ding-ding battle as, oh, LPE gets a bit squirmy, and yes, there he is, and it's released that relentless pressure off Xerxes, and Xerxes can breathe a a sight of relief as, yes, there you go. And LPE has all that work to do once again. But Energetic 6 is side by side by, well, excuse me, Paul Watson. These two are battling it out. God, these two are battling it out. These guys have been side by side through this part of the track for the last couple of laps. Let's just see who's going to win this one this time, as Paul Watson has opted to go around the outside this time. He's changed it up. He's got the drive, and that is fantastic. And that is job done. Paul Watson up into P14 as Matteo is looking at Bannister. It is only 8/10, but we will flick back up to Blaze, because Blaze has caught this train, guys. He certainly has caught this train. He is looking at the back of Andenge as we speak. There he is. There's the distance. And have a look at that. You're looking from total Ps right through to Blaze. Have a look at that train of cars. That is P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, and of course P9. And well, what a train of cars that is. That is fantastic to see. Only one slight little error. And no, I don't want to say that. I'll take all those words back, because we do not want to put the moss on them. But yes, Chazza is still there and thereabouts. Pease has started to create a little bit of a gap here, but Chazza unfortunately does have a time penalty to his name, and that is not going to help that lad's progress any way whatsoever. TTG Sean, there he is there. He's holding his own. He most certainly is holding his own. He has created a touch of a gap to I Am Sloth, but I Am Sloth is under the pump from Aylin. Have a look at Aylin. Team Nintendo, well, they're starting to fire up a little bit now. We've got Aylin in P7, and we've got Matteo in P12, who had a horrendous start, did Matteo, if I must say so myself. But yet he's still there and thereabouts. He's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of speed, does the lad, and let's just see what he can do as this Grand Prix progresses. But yes, we are watching Aylin. I think he's going to, well, he's looking, he's hunting, he's absolutely hunting. He's still raining. He's not going to send it there. He's a little bit too far back. He's just trying to distract Mr. I Am Sloth, of course, trying to force him into an error. And yes, I Am Sloth, the Irishman that I know and absolutely love. There he is there. He's holding his own, holding his line, and he knows exactly what to do. But yes, this is the closest battle on track. Hang on a minute. LPE, I think, has just got by Xerxes. He certainly has. LPE just got by Xerxes, and that is for P17, P18. And I do apologise, Xerxes and LPE. I did just slightly miss that one. But yes, the LPE, P17, Xerxes, there he is there in P18, and Chewy in the P19. Team Nintendo. Oh no, hang on a minute, guys. Droftas just copped a warning, a time penalty warning, and that is not going to help him. He's going to pray that Pillars gets one as well. If not, just beat Pillars by 3 seconds. And let's just see, he's caught right up the back. Pillars will be sweating bullets. Have a look at this. This is a battle for P1. Droftas loves a wet track. He certainly does love a wet track, and he has caught 2 seconds in no time to Pillars. This is fantastic. Have a look at that telemetry. Drop and drop and drop and drop, and that is fantastic to see. Well, here we go. Droftas has been eyeing this one off for the last couple of laps, but we will have a flick down to Matteo, because he's going to get that move done on Bannister. Bannister is being passed by Matteo. Oh no, he's held on, and that is fantastic. Bannister in P11, Matteo P12. He'll have to, well, line him up again. He'll have to take his time, do it properly. Hang on a minute, we're going to see a pass here. We are going to see a pass. Matteo is hanging it in. Oh, Bannister late on the brakes, and that is great defensive driving from Bannister. He is showing his class. He knows how to defend, and the rain is still coming down here in Spielberg, Austria. Guys, we are on lap 10 of 36, and well, the last 11 laps have absolutely flown by, and yet we are still looking at Matteo and Bannister, and well, Bannister has got a little bit of breathing space there as Matteo slots back into P12. But yes, Aylin still looking at the back of I Am Sloth. He's caught back up to that breathing space that Sloth did create, and I think we're going to see a pass here. Excuse me, yes, Aylin pulls out of that slipstream. He's going to go the long way round. Sloth has gone defensive. Sloth has gone defensive. And he is going to hug that apex. But what a move by Aylin. He found the grip on the outside, on the offline part of the track, which is a very smart way to go about it. And he has done that. And he's got that move done on I Am Sloth. Up into P6 is Aylin. Fantastic. And Denge. And Denge is all over the back of I Am Sloth. Have a look at this, guys. I Am Sloth there in P7 and Denge in P8. Fantastic stuff. I Am Sloth would want to be careful because Denge is on the hunt in Team Jaguar. There he is there, but let's not forget Blaze. Blaze is there, P9. He is watching what is happening in front of him. He's sitting there scratching his head thinking, gee, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? But I know this guy, and this guy will, well, I dare say he is caught up. He's done everything he can, but we are seeing a pass on track. Energetics and Paul Watson are at it again, guys. Yes, they are, but Paul Watson getting his elbows well and truly out. And is he going to keep that place? He certainly is. These guys are having a cracking battle. Have a look at this. I'm sure these two boys would be loving this moment. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. What has happened? What has happened? I'm not too sure, guys. But, well, we've got Aylin and Denge. I Am Sloth. And, well, Blaze is there as well. I'm not too sure what has happened. We did have a yellow flag in Sector 2. The tree is almost exactly the same. Aylin is, well, he's still right, well, he's caught right up to the back of TTG Sean. And if I say that a lot slower like that, it will come out. And Sean, I know, Sean, I do apologise, mate. He's probably having a bit of a giggle himself. But anyway, and Denge is there in P8, as we have touched on many, many times. This guy is on the hunt. It is starting to ease up, if I'm not mistaken. It's still raining. Let's not forget, guys, it is still raining. It is still into time. But hang on a minute. Droftas is boxed. Droftas has boxed. He's looking for an undercut. Droftas is looking for an undercut here at Austria. Pillars is still out there on track. Excuse me. And that leaves Team MTV positions 1 and 2, that is of Infamous Pillars and the Geordie Juggernaut in Chazza. TTG Sean is holding up the fort for JCB with Droftas in P3. Aylin is there in P4, guys. I Am Sloth, as we have touched on many times this Grand Prix, is in P5. Blaze, there he is, P6. The last 2 Grand Prix winner is this man. And, well, it is still raining, guys. It is lap 13 of 36. And Droftas has come out on the softs. He has come out on the softs, so this guy knows what he's doing. I am not one to question this lad. It is still raining, but we do have a drying line. Excuse me. How deceiving is that? It is still raining, but there is no spray coming off Droftas. I think he might have made the call of the day. Droftas might have made the call of the day. He might have made the call of the day. Let's just see what he can do. Droftas, that's brilliant. If he can manage this, we were going to keep an eye on this, guys. Here comes Droftas. Here comes Droftas, as Gio will call him, the new Portonian. Gets by Blaze, and he's going to get by Pillars. He is going to do it. He's going to do it. He's made the call. That is the call of the Grand Prix. Droftas went a lap earlier. Put the softs on and have a look at it. He is, whoa, that's phenomenal. Droftas, hats off to you, my friend. That is a fantastic strat. That was aggressive. That was risky, but it paid off. And well, Team JCB in P1, that being Droftas. And I reckon he'd be having a good old giggle right about now. Blaze in P2. Phenomenal fight back from this lad, but he's opted to go again. He's on these intermediates. He's the only one on track on the inters. But let's hang on a minute. Xerxes, I think Jeff must have given him a doozy there, because Xerxes has come out on a full wet, and he will be looking to go back into that pit lane. But yes, we will go to Chazza. Chazza's having a bit of a look on Denge, and Denge is doing a fantastic job. There you go, Total P's and Denge, Team Jaguar in... Excuse me, P4, P5, but Total Peace is going to get by Blaze. He certainly is going to get by Blaze. Blaze is looking to pit. Is Blaze going to stay out? Blaze is going to stay out. That's crazy. Blaze is still on the inters, and he's going to stay out. I wonder if, I don't know, I'm not too sure what this lad is thinking, but he's still out there on the inters. All shot down, gets a time penalty for his efforts. But yes, Chazza and Denge. Chazza's going to send it into turn 1. He certainly is. He's going to get the move done before turn 1, and that is phenomenal straight line speed. which means Chazza got an awesome drive out of that last corner. Fantastic, as Andenge tucks right behind him and tries to get a bit of a toe up to that turn 3. Of course, this in Austria, that little kink there you see before the end of the first sector is classified a turn. So, well, you've got turn 1, turn 2, and then that hardest braking zone on the circuit is that turn 3. And yes, sorry guys, I just do have someone in the chat saying, that's X, that's Xerxes. Yes, tried to choose soft before, pulled, there you go. That is unfortunate from Xerxes. So it's a bit of he tried to choose the softs and then it went into the wets and then, there you go. So that was him done and dusted. Yes, unfortunate from that lad, but yes, we enjoy this one, Xerxes. This is a cracking Grand Prix. Blaze is still out there. He's still out there on the inters. Does he know something? I don't know. I'm not too sure, but Blaze is dropping positions into P5 for Droftas. Let's just not forget the call of the day. Decided to go a lap earlier. He not only overtook Pillars while he was in the pit lane, he has put 3.5 seconds on him. That's almost a 5-second turnaround, guys, just from that one pit stop, one lap earlier. And that, well, gee, that's admirable. Fantastic to see. And Denge in P5. Fantastic. Sean is trying to make up some positions. Of course, he came into that pit stop window in P5. He's down into P6 at the moment. Aylin is there all over the back of Sean in P7. Blaze still travelling on the inters. Let's just see when Blaze can pit. I Am Sloth has opted the mediums. He's thinking strategic here. I Am Sloth on the mediums. They will go longer than everyone in front of him. He's sitting in P9. Mateo is there in P10. Excuse me, Bannister is there in P11, but let's have a look at All Shot Down. All Shot Down is all over the back of Bannister. Bannister on the mediums, All Shot Down on the softs. Excuse me, guys. And yes, he's all shot down. He's all over the back of Bannister. I think he's going to get a good drive out of this last corner. Look at the corner speed, the phenomenal corner speed. And have a look. Let's just see if he can reel in Bannister. Bannister goes defensive a little bit. He's going to hug the inside line and then goes back to that racing line. And that is quite all right. But he's mucked up his line coming out of turn 1. And that is easy pickings for All Shot Down. All Shot Down moves up into P10. Aylin and Sean, they are going side by side. Aylin has got that job done. He's done it. Aylin has moved in ahead of Sean. And Sean, TTG Sean, is in P7. P7 from the lad. I Am Sloth into P8. And he can see, well, who is that in front of him? I'm not too sure. That looks like, well, it looks like a lapped car, if I'm not mistaken. It might be LPE. But we've got Mateo there in P9. All shot down. Bannister, as I did touch on. Ramsell is there in P12. Still going. And great to see him. P12 is Ramsell. Look at Team BMW. P10, P12, P13 in Energetic 6, and Blaze is still out there. What's going on? Blaze has opted for a fresh set of inters. There is no rain. I'm not too sure what is happening. Bubba Riley is there in P15. Paul Watson is there in 16. Chewy in P17. There he is in Team Nintendo. And Team Jaguar round this one out. LPE is there in P18. But I think the closest battle on track, guys, is Bannister and All Shot Down. And it certainly is. It certainly is. And Denge and Chazza as well. So we're just going to pay a little bit of respects to the guys further down the order, of course. And yes, we are looking for a battle for the last point position. And that is P10. And of course, you only get 1 point for 10th place. But it is still an important championship point. Not only for yourself, but for the team as well. Bannister will know this. Bannister is on the longevity of the medium tyre, guys. He is going to go longer than All Shot Down. All Shot Down is on the softs, and let's just see if Bannister's just biding his time here, just hanging on to the back of All Shot Down, using him as a DRS zone to pull himself through along together. And well, when they all decide to box, that is when Bannister needs to get the hammer down, pedal to the metal, as Gio would say. And yes, I Am Sloth in P8, and he is the furthest along on the top of the tree with the medium compound tyre on, of course. He has 10.8 seconds to Sean to catch up, but of course these softs will drop off in probably another 5 laps or so. They're really only good for about 11-12 laps around here, to be fair, and they are quite slow towards the end of that stint. But yeah, optimum, you're probably looking at about 6 to 8 laps here at Austria. And Denj, unfortunately, gets a 3-second time penalty for his efforts, and that is not going to help him one little bit. But Droftas has nearly, well, Pillars is trying to keep within that 3 seconds. These guys need to pass for position on track. And for your troubles at home, guys, there is the time penalties. Droftas with 3 and Pillars with 3. So that will be a position out on track. Droftas will know this, and Droftas will want to create a 3-second gap to total Ps, and that is where he will be looking. Pillars is in P2 and doing a fantastic job, if I must say so myself. He must be kicking himself after that round of pit stops. But well, nevertheless, he does have. Well, hang on a minute, guys. The rain. I've just seen one drop of rain. I'm going to go to Pillars' onboard, and there it is. It is starting to rain again, as Droftas did touch on pre-qualifying, saying it was going to be wet, dry, and then wet again. So we are currently on lap 20 of 36. There's so much to play out yet in this Grand Prix, of course. But yes, Aylin, is all over the back of Denj. The rain is starting to fall, so maybe those medium runners, they maybe misread the weather a little bit. I'm not too sure. They did go, if it was going to be a dry race, I do believe those medium runners were going to be in the running for some good quality position makeup time. We'll call it that because the words didn't come out. But yes, we'll call it that. And yes, but unfortunately, look at that, guys. The rain is starting to fall here in Spielberg, and well, it doesn't take much for this. This track does drain very, very well, of course, with the cambers and the hills and the off-camber corners. The runoff is fantastic. This is such a quick, fast drying track, not only in the game, but in real life Formula 1 as well, of course. Look at all the hills, the Austrian, fantastic, beautiful hills. And of course, yes, it will drain very, very quickly. But when the rain starts to fall, well, interesting to see how these guys all hold their own. It will be, well, exploratory time, of course, if that's the right word to use. These boys, well, there you go, trying to find the grip. And sometimes when it starts to get like this, you kind of don't know where the grip is, and it's entering a corner blind, for want of a better term. And yeah, well, here we go. We're looking at Denj, and Denj has just got by a lap car of Chewy, and he has got Chazza in front of him. Now, these two guys have been battling it out pretty much all Grand Prix. Chazza has got 10 seconds to total Ps, but total Ps is still there in P3. And there you can see Infamous Pillars further up the distance in P2, and there is Droftas, not that next car, but the car in front. He has a 2.5 second lead over Infamous Pillars. And let's just go on board with our race leader. Here he is now. He has got a lapped car, and that looks like it could be Blaze, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it is Energetic 6. I do apologise. Energetic 6 has opted for the Inters, and I think he may have gone a little bit early, but there you go. Droftas gets by that lapped car, and next will be Infamous Pillars. But we are still looking at Aylin. Aylin is all over the. Look at this: P4, P5, P6. Excuse me. These guys have been battling it out all Grand Prix. We are on lap 22 of 36. It'll be interesting to note when these leaders decide to blink. I mean blink as in pit stop window, guys. Droftas absolutely picked it a beauty that first round, and when he went onto the soft compound tyre. But Blaze has retired from the session, and he has done that in the pit lane. He is well and truly out of sync, and well, that is his race done and dusted. And yes, he will finish this one in P18, an unfortunate DNF next to his name. But yes, we are still looking at Aylin and Denj, and Denj is going to make a move. We've got a perfect view of this from Aylin's cockpit camera, and let's just see if Geordie Juggernaut has got a great drive out of that corner. Fantastic, but let's not forget Denj. They are still side by side. Chazza hunts that driving racing line, and let's just see if he can get it. Well, he's got that job done. He's kept his position into P4. That is Denj in P5, and Team Nintendo, Mr. Aylin in P6, and he is hunting. He's putting all sorts of pressure on Denj. He wants to be further up this running order, does Mr. Aylin. Alan, and of course, he's every right mind too. He is a rapid racer, and I've enjoyed watching him throughout the journey, of course. But yes, he is looking at the back of Andenge. This is the closest battle on track, guys. We're going to stay with this one. The rain is starting to get heavier, but it is not time yet. These boys are still currently out on track. It is absolutely raining now. There is no mistaking that, but DRS is still enabled, which means the track is still dry enough. It is definitely still dry enough for slicks. Now, some people are very, very good at picking when it is time to go inters. Now, it is a very, very tricky scenario, of course. You really only get the feel for it when you're behind the wheel of the car. But a good rule of thumb is, I mean, people usually use the DRS zone when that is disabled. People like to use that. Me personally, I tend to use the spray off the tyre. The second I see it, that is time. And but at the moment, we are not seeing no spray. We are not seeing nothing. And Chazza and Denge side by side, and Denge is looking real racy. He's lined up Chazza for the last couple of laps, if I'm not mistaken. And then Denge, oh, is he going to send it? No, Chazza's lost it. Chazza's lost it. He's touched the curb. He's touched the curb, and Chazza's gone round. And that is Chazza demoted down to P7. That has freed Andenge. And Denge is up into P4. And wow, and Denge had Chazza lined up for a few laps there, and he's finally made it stick. Chazza made an error. Chazza touched that curb, and it's raining. And well, there you go. You touch the wet paint in wet conditions with slick tyres, and around you go. And that's exactly what happened to Chazza, unfortunately. But he is still held face, and there he is. He has opted to throw it in the pit lane. And let's just see what Chazza throws on. We'll look at that timing screen. Is it too early for inters? Let's just see what he does as he is about to enter his box now. And yes, he's gone the intermediate tyre, has the Geordie Juggernaut, followed by I Am Sloth. Alan trying to put the pressure down, put the pedal down, and he got all tail happy coming out of turn 3 there, and he was trying to catch Andenge, excuse me guys, and yeah, the back end did not want to agree with that power transfer to the tarmac. But yes, let's just see what these guys can do. Of course, these guys have been battling all Grand Prix, and it is fantastic to see. But Droftas is still currently out there on the soft compound tyre. He has a 2.7 second lead to Infamous Pillars. Yes, Infamous Pillars in P2, our championship leader. Droftas is trying to make a comeback, and well, as did touch on, he did miss a couple of Grand Prix. He was there and thereabouts. But yes, as the front runners have started to box, excuse me, yes, Total Peas is leaving the pit lane on the intermediate. Excuse me, Sean has just got by. Excuse me, Total Peas that has just left the pit lane. Sean is still on that slick tyre. Total Peas has just opted for that intermediate, as I've just touched on just before. And Denge is currently out there on fresh inters. Alan is out there on fresh inters. Mateo is still out there on the softs. And LPE gets a 5 second, and he's retired, and that is unfortunate from LPE, and he will finish in P17. Chazza is there on fresh inters, so maybe, just maybe, it is time. But we're going to pick up the leaders very, very soon as the rest of the field start to box for these inters. And there you go, Droftas is in the pit lane. Pillars is going to follow, and let's just see what Sean can do. Sean has got Peas behind him. Now Peas is looking to make a pass. Sean has gone the inside line to get this pit stop out of the way, and I dare say it is time. Look at the tentativeness from Sean trying to get around that corner. So yes, Droftas, there he is leaving the pit lane. He is leaving the pit lane. He's entering turn 1 now. Where is Total Peas? Where is Total Peas? There is Total Peas. Droftas still leads this one. Total Peas is in the very background, looking at the rear wing of Droftas, right behind Energetic 6, and that is fantastic. That is 3 seconds that Droftas has, and up his sleeve, and that's exactly what he wants. And we all do know Droftas is quite handy in the wet weather, so we did see him catch Pillars hand over fist in that first part of this Grand Prix, the first section of this Grand Prix under race conditions. We are on lap 27, guys, of 36. We have 9 laps remaining. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this Grand Prix, I don't know about you guys at home, but this Grand Prix has gone by in a blink of an eye, and it is fantastic. There's been battles all throughout. Total Peas is he's doing his best. He is doing his best. He's wringing the neck out of that Team Jaguar. But yes, oh well, let's just see. He's still got another 6, 7, 8, 9 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. He doesn't want to take too much life out of those tyres on a track that is just starting to be wet enough for Inters. Of course, if he goes too hard at the start, he will cook them and they will not be any good towards the end. But he is clean at the moment. Mr. Clean Skin is Total P's 0 time penalties to his name, folks. And I'm just going to go for you guys at home for position changes. And there we are. There we go. Droftas has gone up 3. Total P's is up 7. And Denge up 7. Infamous Pillars down 1, of course. Aylin up 7. Sean has held stations in P6. Chazza is down 4, and you can see that. Ramsell having a time of his life out there. He is up 7 positions. That is fantastic to see. So yes, we'll go back to the tyres and we will get cracking on as we are looking at Droftas and Total P's. Well, Droftas is now, well, the gap has stabilised, hasn't it? It's 2.4 seconds, 2.5 seconds. And I did touch on before, Droftas is quite handy in wet conditions. These gaps have opened out quite a little bit, guys. And, well, the closest battle on track, if I'm not mistaken, is Bannister and Ramsell. And there it is. Bannister in P12, Ramsell in P11, and all shot down in P10. Excuse me. And yeah, that is the closest battle on track. Currently 1.2 seconds Bannister has to catch up to Ramsell. And there he is. You can see that in the distance. It is certainly into time. Certainly into time. The spray coming off the rear wing, the rear tyres, the front tyres, off every single orifice of this car, for want of a better term, is absolutely into time. Have a look at that. The spray is definitely there. So yes, we'll flick back up to I Am Sloth. He has got 7.2 seconds to catch to his teammate Chazza. The Geordie Juggernaut is having a great race, of course. Uncharacteristically made an error while he was battling with and Denge, and yeah, he touched that curb on a wettening track, and around he went. But he will be, well, he'll have, the Geordie Juggernaut will have that grip between the teeth, of course, and he will look to catch TTG Sean, who is in P6 in Team JCB. Right now, he has 6.3 seconds to catch to Aylin. It's going to be quite of a lonely race for Mr. Sean there in Team JCB. Wants to hold stations, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be quite happy with that 6th place finish if he can keep it there, of course. We've got Aylin. Aylin has done a fantastic job this Grand Prix, if it must say so myself. Well, him and Droftas, to be fair, but Aylin, in my opinion, if it was to end right now, Aylin would take the driver of the day from where he started and how he has fought his way back through this field. Of course, he's sitting in P5 in Team Nintendo. He has 1.7 seconds to catch to Denge, and there is Denge. He's got Bubba Riley as a lapped car. He's going to get well and truly out of his way, of course. Denge is in P4, and he has 9.3 seconds to catch to Mr. Infamous Pillars as our championship leader. There he is there. And, excuse me, guys. If I'm not mistaken, I think Denge is second in the championship. I'm going to flick to that just to make sure. We are getting close to the end of the Grand Prix, and I don't want to do this one any injustice. The driver standings, of course. Yes, we will get to that right now. Yes, Aylin. Aylin, where is Aylin on the tree? He is sitting in 5th position. But yes, Infamous Pillars is on 258 points. He just needs to stay ahead of Aylin, to be fair, because Aylin is second on 254 points. We have got Denge. He's there as well on 242, and Mr. Droftas, there he is. He's got his 3 seconds. The lad has got his 3 seconds, and that is exactly what he is looking for. Droftas, P1 at the moment over Total P's. Infamous Pillars in P3, and Denge and Aylin. These guys are all fighting for the championship. Total P's, let's not forget about him. He is sitting on 214 points, followed by Sean on 203 points. Excuse me, guys. So this championship-wise, excuse me, Infamous Pillars just needs to keep it ahead of Aylin, and he's going to stretch his championship lead. And I'm pretty sure, knowing Pillars, he would know that, but he would be devastated. He will not be on the top step in this one. But yeah, he wants to be on the top 3 of the die. I know that for a fact. And let's just see if he can keep it there. We are on lap 31 of 36. And Ramsell is starting to close in. Ramsell loves a wet track by the look of it. He has saved his tyres quite well. And he's got 7/10 to catch to Bannister. Well, there you go. That gap is dropping. And it is certainly dropping dropping. Have a look at the drive this lad has got. He's turned the wick up. He's going for it, his Ramsell, and that is fantastic to see. And, well, it's 0.8 of a second now. And, of course, if DRS was enabled, if it was a dry track, he would have that right about now. But unfortunately, he doesn't. And he's looking for a good exit, good entry speed. Keep it consistent. Trying to get the power down. Nice and easy. Trying to generate that power from the drivetrain to that tarmac, and he's done that quite well, if I must say so myself. But Bannister, feeling the pump, is absolutely put the foot down, and he's trying to stretch. He wants a bit more breathing space. He can feel Ramsell breathing down his neck, and he does not like it. Does not like it. Paul Watson is having a look at Energetics. Ooh, and he's got a rev glitch. That's unfortunate. But yes, Energetic 6 is down there in P15. Paul Watson is in P16, and well, Energetics has got it wrong. Energetics has got it wrong. He's spun. There he is. He is spun. And that releases Paul Watson. Paul Watson up into P15. Energetic 6 is what you've just seen there. He touched that curb around that last corner in wet conditions. That is a massive no-no. But, yeah, he's spun around. And Droftas, I'm not too sure if Droftas has made a mistake here. But Total P's is within the 3 seconds. We have 3 laps remaining. Total P's is clean. He wants to keep it clean, because if he keeps it how it is now, he will take the win of this Grand Prix. We are on lap 33 of 36, guys. Droftas, Total P's, Infamous Pillars, and Denge, Aylin, TTG Sean, Chazza, I Am Sloth. Now these two lads, Chazza and I Am Sloth, they love a good, well, they're not quite nose to tail, but most Grand Prix, they're very, very close together. Team MTV doing a fantastic job. I Am Sloth, there he is there. Matteo is in P9 and all shot down, as we did touch on just before. He is in P10. Bubba Riley has left the session, unfortunately. He probably needs an invite, I'm not too sure. Bannister is in P11. Ramsell is there in P12. Bubba Riley, as I did touch on, he's out of the session. It's set on the game, and he is definitely ghosting. Chewy is there in P14. Paul Watson in P15. And Energetic 6 after that. Oh, that little bit of an error in that last turn. This is his home... Well, no, it's not his home Grand Prix. I was going to say it was. But he's not Austrian, he's Dutch. It's very close. Very close. Excuse me and forgive me, please, Energetics. I was having a bit of a giggle. But yes, that one got away from me just slightly. But Droftas, like I said before, 2.6 seconds in front. 2.7. Now, maybe Droftas having a bit of a game of cat and mouse here. I'm not too sure what's going on. And I've just lost the intervals. So we're going to go on the seat of our pants here, guys. There is Infamous Pillars just doing his bit. He's got a whole track. Well, there you go. You've got and Denge behind him, quite a little way behind him. And you've got Total P's in front of him. So this is going to be quite a lonely little bit of race for Pillars, being there on track all by himself. And Denge is there as well, as we did touch on. He's in P4, quite a little bit of distance. But Aylin is not giving up. Aylin is certainly not giving up. He can see where Infamous Pillars is. He can see where Denge is, and he knows there's 2 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. He wants it. He wants that position. The higher he gets up this tree, the closer he gets to that championship lead, of course. But yes, Infamous Pillars will stretch his legs if the Grand Prix finishes the way it is. Total Piece has drifted further. 2.8 seconds now is the gap. Droftas is absolutely getting the pedal down, and he wants to create that 3. I reckon he's going to do it. Is the lad. I'm not too sure what happened there. He nearly had 3 seconds before. Whether he made a little bit of an error, I'm not too sure. But that gap did drop, and now it's right back up there. Droftas does love a wet track. TTG Sean, very impressed with this lad here today. This lad has held his own very, very well in tricky conditions. This guy is a great, great racer. He is sitting there in P6. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much how it's gone this Grand Prix, guys. We are on lap 35 of 36. The gaps have spread out quite nicely. There is no close battles on track. We're going to focus on Energetics. There he is there in P16. Paul Watson had a consistent Grand Prix, to be fair. He's there in P15 doing bits for Team Jaguar. Chewy is there as well in P14 in Team Nintendo. Bubba Riley, if I'm not mistaken, is still out of this Grand Prix. Ramsell is there in P12, and he's had a great run of it this Grand Prix. Bannister is there in P11. Now we move into the all-important top 10. We are on lap 36 of 36, all shot down in P10. There he is there. Quite a lonely race for him from here on out. Matteo, P9 in Team Nintendo. I Am Sloth is in P8. Chazza, P7. And let's quickly go back up because I don't want to miss these guys. These guys up the very top. There you go. Droftas has his 3 seconds. He certainly has, but we'll go back down to Chazza. Chazza is there in P7. Sean, P6. Aylin, there he is, and that is Energetics getting well and truly out of the way of these guys at the very pointy end of this tree. And Aylin is in P5 going through turn 3 right about now. And Denge, there he is in P4. Fantastic Grand Prix from this lad. Infamous Pillars, well, damage limitations, I dare say he was in for a race victory here, of course, but Droft has spoiled that one. And, Pillars has held on to 3rd place. We've got total Ps. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is a slow Energetics getting well and truly out of the way. Maybe not Energetics, but Ramsell. But Droftas crosses the line here at Spielberg, Austria, and wins here in Austria. Oh no, he's been jumped. He's been jumped. He's been jumped by Ps. By 0.186, Pillars will take 3rd place. He certainly will take 3rd place. And Denge is coming around that last corner now. Will he take 4th? He certainly will take 4th. There is no question. Oh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. And Aylin jumped and Denge. Well, that's just brought that championship all that more closer. Aylin is in P4 and Denge is in P5. Sean will cross the line in 6th and Chazza will be 7th. Where is I Am Sloth? There he is now, coming around that last corner. His fuel light is screaming. He's timed that quite nicely. I Am Sloth, there is way. I Am Sloth in P8. Matteo is coming around the corner now. He's going to finish. Is he going to finish in P9? Let's just hope so. He's in P9 at the moment. He's going to definitely cross the line in P9. Let's just see if the timing screens will continue that way. But Matteo coming around that last corner now. He crosses the line and he finishes at the moment in 9th. Here comes All Shot Down. All Shot Down. Is he going to stay there? He's in P10. Bannister. Bannister is in P10. Is he? Oh, something happened at the end. Something happened at the end. Let's have a look at these timing screens. That was very... Have a look at the rain coming down. Coming down now. It is raining sideways. And total Ps. Wow, the game gives him driver of the day. That was fantastic. But yes, we will just do the podium celebration. Come on, Total Ps, walk like an Egyptian. Come on, mate, you're better than that. Fantastic. As yes, I hope that champagne tastes awesome. There is Droftas spraying him, and Infamous Pillars. Yes, Infamous Pillars is on that top step as well. And on the podium, I should say. He's on P3 is Pillars, and that is our top 3. That was a fantastic Grand Prix. As Droftas has just joined, we'll wait for the... Well, Droftas is going to do the invites. Pillars does have an invite to this party chat, but we will go through this. Infamous Pillars takes out the fastest lap of this Grand Prix with a 1 minute 5.791, and that's an extra handy point for the lad, as we will just wait for these penalties to come up so the stewards can do their thing, and we'll go down to the bottom, guys, all the way down to the bottom. There it is there. We unfortunately in this Grand Prix we lost, how many drivers was that? That was 1, 2, 3 drivers, LPE, Blaze and Xerxes. But that is the running order, and we'll be with you in a second with some driver interviews. Whew. So far, Total Ps and Droftas are in the party chat. We're just waiting for Infamous Pillars to join here. Whether he's going to join or not, he might be a little bit upset after that one. Let's hope he's not. There he is there, Mr. Infamous Pillars. Well, I tell you what, lads. That was an action-packed Grand Prix. Pillars, we'll start with you. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Of course, you just needed to finish ahead of Aylin, and you would have stretched your championship lead, which is exactly what you've just done. But yes, of course, qualifying where you did, and getting pipped on that first round of pit stops. How was the feeling there, mate?
Well, I just bottled it again, didn't I, from the race lead.
Come on, mate.
No, I was the master of my own downfall. I had the strategy come up, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. with the rain still coming down. So I stayed out an extra lap and then just regretted life pretty much.
Yeah,
and then,
I could imagine.
and then second, the box for Inters. I mean, karma comes back around, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does.
I double stacked dropped us 2 weeks ago. I get payback, and a lonely P3 is better than not finishing at all. So,
well, exactly right, Pillars. And I'll tell you what, mate, you got to be happy with that. To be fair, regardless of the result, P3 is a fantastic result. But not only that, mate. The most important part about it is you have pulled a further, I think, maybe a few more points ahead of Alan in this championship fight. So that's where it's all about, mate.
Yeah, definitely. The fastest lap helped as well, because I didn't think he was actually going to get Andenge, and then when I saw he got Andenge, I was just, praying to the gods that, the fastest lap would obviously get me an extra point.
And it certainly has, mate. It certainly has. So that's got to bring a smile to that face of yours. But that is infamous. That is infamous Pillars, our third place man. Congratulations, my friend. But we will move to Droftas. Droftas, well, I thought you had it, mate. You love a wet track. And I was watching that and I thought, well, with half a lap to go, it was 3.053. And I thought, oh, he's got it. He has to have got it. And I was watching you. You crossed the line and then Peas must have had an awesome last couple of corners, but you crossed that line in P1. Unfortunately, you are P2 by, well, not even 0.2 of a second, and fantastic drive from you, first of all, but must be said, you must have been laughing in that helmet after that first round of pit stops, mate.
Well, I just followed Jeff. Jeff said, get on the soft, so I did.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with being behind Pillars, so I just listened to Jeff and...
No way, I'm not believing that. Jeff actually got it right for a change.
Jeff got it bang on.
Fantastic. So that's Droftas. Droftas, of course, we did miss him a couple of Grand Prix throughout the season. Now he's starting to stretch up. He's starting to wake up as the new Portonian, as Gio would call him. But yes, I think he's in 4th position on this championship, and that result is going to do him all sorts of favours. And Droftas, well, mate, you're starting to wake up a little bit after that little bit of a hiatus, and your results are coming in thick and fast. Congratulations on your great drive in P2. Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
And we move to Total Ps. Total Ps, well, that was a battle of attrition, mate. You were so out of sync there in that qualifying. Couldn't quite get a lap together, brother. But yes, you finally managed to get some race pace happening and take out the victory. Awesome, awesome stuff for Team Jaguar. Well done, mate.
Yeah, after quali, I didn't think this race was going to be the most promising. I bottled like 4 laps in Q3.
Yeah, I was watching. It was so uncharacteristic there, Pease. Seeing you not even putting a lap together, it was like, wow, what is happening? But yes, you managed to do it in the race, which is so important. Well done.
Yeah, I had good pace. I just managed to make my moves. And I'm surprised I even first of all, managed to keep it clean and not get any penalties, because that's usually my thing. And stay within the 3 seconds, because I know Droft is pretty good in the wet.
Yeah, he certainly is.
So I just about managed to get in there, which I'm happy about.
I think it was 1.5 tenths, to be fair, Pease. You managed to pip Droftas by for the first place. Excuse me. So it was actually pretty close. Very, very close.
Yeah, the last couple laps, it was like tinkering between like 2.7 and 3.1, and I was just hoping that I'd go through the last section clean enough to get him. And
well, to be fair, I was going to say, sorry,
on the last lap, I got into Slosh Gold, turn 4, whatever it is, or turn 5. I knew he'd laugh at that. I got in there, but I ran wide. I was 3.1 up after the tight right, and I just went wide into that corner.
You've just reminded me, Droftas. I was just going to say, because there was a stage there, probably 6 laps towards the end, or maybe even more, maybe 8 laps towards the end. You had your 3 seconds, and then it dropped down to 2.4 or whatever it was, and I thought, gee, maybe he's made a little bit of an error. So you've just explained that one for us, because I thought you had this one in the bag, but very, very close, and such an entertaining race for the Formula 4 boys once again.
Gav, you better have got my move on Blaze into Remus.
There were so many overtakes. I got a lot of them, mate. I got a lot of them.
If you didn't, I'm just quitting now.
He's going to pit and quit. He's going to pit and come on, Pillars. You're better than that. Our championship leader cannot be talking that sort of stuff. You've got to be better than that, Pillars. Congratulations to every single one of those Formula 4 boys. That was a fantastic Spielberg Austrian Grand Prix. It was raining cats and dogs there at the start. Then it dried out. Then it rained again. And these boys showed you exactly the class of exactly what they're all about. And that was awesome, awesome viewing. We do hope you guys have enjoyed that one, as I have enjoyed bringing that one to you. But for now, from all of us here at Formula 4, goodbye.